Dave, what most impressed you about the way Anibal was throwing tonight?
No, he had great tempo, good rhythm, but he pounded the zone. I mean, in, out, used all his pitches effectively.
Other questions for Dave? David, to your left, Dave.
So much has been made about the big three, as it should. But given how Anibal threw against the Dodgers in the first round, and obviously tonight, does he deserve his due now?
Hey, I've said it all year. When he came back off the IL, everybody talks about Strauss, Scherzer, Corbin. I mean, Anibal's been, he's a big part of why we're here too. I mean, he's pitched unbelievable since coming off the IL. So he's a big part of our success. And man, he goes out there and he gives us a chance to win every time he's out there.
Other questions for Dave? Who else? David?
How big was it, Dave, to have Anibal go 7 2/3 and have Doolittle get the 4 outs, given that Hudson wasn't here, and now your bullpen is all the more rested with the other guys?
Yeah, it was like I said, it was huge. He picked us up today, big time. I don't claim to be superstitious, but when you got a no-hitter, I was freezing my butt off and didn't want to put a jacket on, and I stayed with just this sweatshirt the whole game. And then all of a sudden we have a shutout. Dude comes in, still didn't want to put a jacket on, so it worked out. But like I said, that was huge. To go from him straight to Doolittle, and Doolittle getting 4 outs was big.
Other questions for Dave? Nothing else? One more.
Just to follow up on Hudson, have you heard anything further, and do you know if he'll be here tomorrow?
Yeah, he's got a 6 o'clock fight. He'll be here for the game.
And standing to your right, Dave.
With Suzuki out tonight, how big was Gomes behind the plate, and what did you think of his performance calling a good game?
Huge. It was huge. They had a great game plan together. He very seldom caught Sanchez this year, but he was unbelievable today. Really was. So I'm proud of him. I mean, he stepped up big. And it's been like that. He's been big. Suzuki went down, and he for the last 3 weeks or something, and he's been huge. So I'm proud of him.
I mean, every time that I'm able to do that is, of course, I feel really good. Yeah, today, like I say, most of the time today, Gomes and we put like a really good game plan today, and I just tried to execute. Every pitch that I threw today, I don't want to like overthrow or even thinking another thing. It's good when I got that kind of command, and especially because it's easier for the catcher call the game.
Other questions? To your left, guys.
You're talking about the game plan you drew up. It looked like from my vantage point, like you were throwing a lot more sinkers, especially to right-handers. I don't know if that was part of the plan against the Cardinals, or if that's just something that happened over the course of the game.
Yeah, for me, I just wanna be out the power zone of those guys. Every mistake. If you make a mistake against those guys, they're pretty strong. They can change the score in one swing. I just try to keep the ball, on the corners. My two-seamer, it's working really good today, and we use it a lot.
Okay.
Aníbal, en español para todos los fanáticos del béisbol, ¿qué tantas emociones pasaban por tu mente en un juego tan grande, iniciando una serie de campeonatos, a un escenario diferente y poco conocido para los nacionales?
Sí, mira, no te voy a negar, al principio del juego estaba como un poco ansioso, especialmente por el equipo que iba a enfrentar. Pero ya después, cuando todo estaba, como quien dice, en control, tratando de hacer las cosas para mantener el score que estaba, que no era mucha la diferencia, especialmente este equipo sabe regresar de atrás y ejecutar los picheos para mí era lo más importante. Tratar de estar con el plan que había realizado con Gomes antes del juego y nada, quedarme en esa parte del juego.
The emotion about during the game, with history for the Nationals, and here is not the first pitcher in this staff. He's talking about the emotion during the game.
Yeah, like he asked me about how I feel today. on the game, and I say like early in the game, I feel like really anxious or nervous. I don't know how to call that. Those feeling early on the game, but after that, like I try to after the inning is gone. I feel really good. I just try to keep focus on every pitch that I'm gonna throw. I don't want to miss any kind of pitch there on the middle of the zone against those guys, especially because they know they know pretty good that they can switch the score like quickly.
Jan, good night at the plate as well as calling a strong performance for these two gentlemen. How hard is it to keep your focus on just keeping the rhythm going for guys when they're in the zone like that, and how did your offense help you?
I don't know if hard is the right way of explaining it. Anibal and I had a great game plan going into it. We were sticking to it, and we were communicating really well in between innings. I would go up to him if he had anything to say to me or what we were seeing, we were going with. I mean, he was tremendous tonight, hitting every quadrant. Anytime we needed to hit a spot or something, every pitch meant something. We were setting up for something else. And early on in the game, if an opportunity comes, you got a guy on second, you got a chance to, drive in a run, you try to capitalize it. You try to focus on not doing too much with it, get a good pitch to hit, and, and that ended up happening, and I put a good swing on it.
Jesse, to your right, guys.
Yeah, when you're working with Anibal, he has 7 pitches he can throw. He's hitting his spots like that. What's it like to call that game? How fun is it? I mean, can you kind of describe what that's like?
He was spot on with everything today. Anytime, like I said, anytime he was, we were throwing a pitch, it meant something to set up another pitch. And I think it was mentioned earlier today, his two-seamer, he was, putting it wherever he wanted, and we were getting early outs with it. When that starts happening, you kind of start seeing a little bit of guys trying to overswing and trying to do a little bit more at the plate, and you just keep attacking that zone where before they start making adjustments, we don't have to.
Britt in the second row.
Anibal, can you talk a little bit about that butterfly pitch and maybe how it came about and how much it kind of seems to baffle hitters?
That feeling in your stomach, it's the butterfly or mariposa.
And you can chip into it.
I don't know. It's a pitch helped me a lot all the time on every outing. Today was a good the last outing against the Dodgers, but I put one on the Molina's back. I hit another one to the one of the pinch hitters. So it's not what today wasn't that good that I want to, but I got a couple ones like really good. It's something that like I say, it's just helped me sometimes to get out of the hard situation.
Tom in the second row.
Anibal and Jan, everybody's talked and written about how you and Kurt Suzuki got together last year in Atlanta, worked out a new kind of way of pitching, so you've worked together logically since then. Now you can't do it in a huge game. So how did you and Jan get on the same page and do so well?
For me, it's not, the communication is really important. It's no doubt how many times that Kurt, he's called me in the game, but for me, the communication, like I say, is really important, and that's what we did today, the Gomes and I, before the game, just talking about every hitter, every situation, and like he say, every pitch means something to set for another pitch, and it's no big deal like having one of the either Kurt or Gomes. Gomes is really good behind the plate, and at the end, if you got like a really good communication, everything, it's easier to call the game.
To your left, guys, Tyler.
I have two. First for Anibal, what is it like to be a part of this rotation, and was that part of the attraction to you of going to Washington? Because you've been with really good rotations before in Detroit and seen how successful that can be. What do you enjoy about that?
Thank God, yeah. I've been part of the really good rotation, but right now, I think the rotation that I'm right now is really special. You can see the Strauss transformation. He's not like he don't been good, but this year is amazing. The way that he throw the ball this year. Church is no doubt how good he is on the mound, and Corby does he's been like a big piece for the team. So be part of that for me. So I feel proud. The team just give me the opportunity for be here. And every time that I got the ball, I just want to, be competitive, especially to those guys, and bring some win for the team.
And for Sean and Jan, I wanted to I know you're there, so I wanted to make sure. But we've seen, in a lot of cases, an emphasis on relief pitching, particularly in the postseason. But the Nationals starters are great, and maybe that allows the bullpen to be even better. And Jan, you in particular in Cleveland, you guys had some injuries and almost won the World Series with a lot of relief emphasis there. How different is it here with the rotation being such a strong point, and how does maybe, Sean, that help the bullpen, and Jan just help the team in general?
Go ahead, man. You take it.
Long question, sorry.
I think our starting pitching is absolutely our biggest strength. And take tonight, for example, Anibal comes out attacking their hitters, working quick and having quick innings. And I can't speak for the effect that it had on the dugout, but at least in the bullpen, that was a very calming thing. It gave us a lot of confidence. Here we have one of our starters, one of our leaders of this team that's going out, and he's setting the tone for the game by attacking their guys and working quick. And I think it just put everybody at ease. Jan gets the big hit to put us on the board and allowed everybody to take a deep breath. They absolutely set the tone for this team. And so far in the playoffs, I know it's a little bit different in a 7-game series, but it's about how do you maximize your strengths. I think that's why you saw us bring starters out of the bullpen, at least in the first series, because there's some of not just the best pitchers on our team, there's some of the best pitchers in the league. So I think it was just about finding a way to maximize our strengths and give us a chance to win.
Gabe in the second row.
I think we all knew going into this year that our starting pitcher was going to be our strength. But as we all know, going into postseason, just starting pitching is not what's going to take you over there. You're going to need some guys in the pen to come in, and we got a couple of tremendous guys back there. With an outing like today, it's just like handing it over right to do it right out of the get-go. It's probably our best situation today. But trying to piece. A bullpen together, you're just trying to figure out a way to shorten the game. But with the kind of starters we have now, these guys go deep into ball games. And I think with what Drew was saying, it's almost like the next guy up mentality. You get these guys going so deep into games, everyone wants the ball to kind of like contribute at any point. So it's a good feeling to have, and it's a good momentum, especially after today coming in and just having that momentum on our side.
Gabe in the second row.
Yeah, Sean, when you guys found out Daniel wasn't going to be here today, did a lot of scenarios point to you having to be a 1+ guy today? And given the circumstances of his absence, I guess how glad were you to be able to pick him up the manner you did?
Yeah, he's picked us up. He's picked me up countless times in the second half of the season since he got traded over. He's been an incredible addition for us, a stabilizing force at the back end of games. We're very lucky to have him, and thinking about all those times that he's picked us up by going multiple innings. When we were here last time in September, I think he got a 6-out save. So I think the mood of the guys in the bullpen, we really wanted to find a way to pick him up and allow him to enjoy a really special moment with his wife and his family. We're looking forward to having him back because he's been so huge for us. But I think it went really well. I wasn't aware of any specific scenarios as far as going 1+, but I'm glad I did it in the first round. I hadn't done it since I came off the IL in August or September, whenever I came off the IL. You guys can look that up. So like I said, it felt really good to be able to seal it and pick him up.
Tim, to your right, guys.
And well, I'm curious if you, between innings, how you stayed warm. If you ducked in and out of the dugout, found a warm place somewhere else. And Jan, I'm curious if he threw everywhere from 66 to 93 and everywhere in between. is that a feel thing for you, or is there some sort of strategic thing in terms of what you're calling? All those subtleties.
For me, just keep it warm. I think the cage was really warm today, so I spent my between inning in there, and that's how I keep it warm during the game. I mean, between innings and when I'm not pitching.
Your TV, you can watch the game on TV.
Yeah.
Do you want me to answer?
About all the subtleties of the velocities.
I think it's almost like every time he pitches, you see that. So you're starting to get, at least for us, for Kurt and I, we're starting to get used to it. I'm sure Kurt's more used to it than I am, but it just kind of shows the kind of athleticism he has on the mound. To be able to slow it down that much and still throw for a strike, and then speed it back up. I don't know if many guys can do that. And with him, it just went with our game plan. We talked about it a lot, and maybe some guys that you can do it. I almost think with the Mariposa, you can do it to anyone. I think he's mixing a changeup from 80 something to 60 miles an hour. I think it's a feel for him. There are times where I kind of feel like I want it, and then I think we got it. Started getting enough feel a little bit to where we both know when I call it. But for an outing like today, it was just masterful, man. I mean, he was out there hitting every spot and doing whatever he wanted.
We'll do 3 last quick ones. Alden?
For Anibal. Anibal, you've had a lot of longevity. I'm sure there's been a few times throughout your career where you've been counted out or forgotten and you've had to evolve. How much pride do you take in being able to still be able to have a night like this at your age?
Always like, and you have that kind of opportunity is special. Be able to stay like a strong outing for a team. It's special. And I feel blessed all the time because for my whole career, since that I went to Detroit, I had the opportunity to be in that position several times. And at the end, get the win for the team for me is a more important thing.
We'll do 2 last ones in the right corner.
Snuck in late, so apologies if it was already asked. When you see Zimmerman make that catch in the 8th, what's going through your mind there? Because usually in a no-hitter, it takes one of those plays to get to that point.
I think that I had it. Yeah, for sure. I threw a no-hitter, and I remember in one late on the inning that Willingham, he called ball diving. He diving on the left field, and that's the big play for the game. So that's not happened today until Zimmerman, he caught the ball. And I said, okay, always behind a no-hitter is a good play has to happen. And I said, okay, I had it. Now I have to execute the pitch. And I think the next hitter just one pitch out was Dijon.
Mm-hmm.
The next pitch was out, and I say, okay, now Martinez is a big guy to get out, but I need to execute the pitch. I put it in a 1-2 quickly, and we start fighting with the changer. He was able to hit the base hit, but when he caught the ball, I say, okay, I had it.
Finish up to your left, guys. David.
Aníbal, en español. Si puedes comentar sobre el hecho de que fue un venezolano que te rompió el no-hitter. Y la otra parte es, ¿qué tienes tú para crecerte en estos momentos como hace 6 años, cuando tiraste 6 innings sin hit también?
Mira, yo creo que me preparo muy bien, trato de no inventar, trato de quedarme con el plan que realizo antes del juego. Como siempre he dicho, la comunicación con el catcher es bastante importante. Y ahí es donde me mantengo y, bueno, gracias a Dios han salido buenos los resultados en estos momentos y me ha ayudado a estar donde estoy.
¿Y lo del venezolano que te rompió el no-hitter?
Bueno, yo creo que no importa si haya sido un venezolano o no, pero siempre va a ser mi respeto para Cafecito. Es un buen bateador. Como dije, es uno de los bateadores más difíciles de hacer para mí. Y bueno, nadie mejor que él para hacer eso.
Anibal, would you mind giving a quick rundown in English?
This is most of the same. That I feel blessed all the time that I got the ball on those kind of games, have like a really good result. for my team. And the second thing is about the Venezuelan guy just hit the hit today. It's not about where the guy from, but you always my respect with Martinez. He's a great hitter. He's one of the top hitters for me, and he's no better than him to get that base hit in that moment.